How may I serve?
Yes? The device is placed.
I shall let this one see. The honor.
What is it? What is it?
You are no match for us. My life is yours.
What is... Focus.
My life is yours.
The device is placed.
You are no match for us. How may I serve?
I hear you.
I shall let this one see. The honor is mine.
What is it?
I shall make this one see.
Focus.
How may I serve?
Yes.
My life
What
is
is it?
yours. This one will fall. My life is yours.
I hear you.
How may I serve?
What is it? The device is placed.
My life is
What
yours.
is it?
How may I serve? My life is yours. How may I serve?
I hear you.
My life
I
is
hear
yours.
you.
How may I serve?
Yes.
You are the Jedi I've heard reports of, and I am Azkul, leader of the mercenaries on Dantooine. Straight to the point. I like that. I will be equally direct. I am planning to take Kunda, and you're going to help me. You don't need to know the details, but I can tell you there are a lot of credits involved. According to my reports, I have 4 times as many soldiers as the militia, and I'm committed to taking Kunda. It is inevitable that I will succeed. If you wish to avoid my men eradicating the people of Dantooine, you will make it easier for me to take Kunda. Of course, I will pay well for your services. There are many ways someone with your abilities can aid us. Before the action begins, I have 2 main tasks in mind for you. Disable the gun turrets and the traps. Return to me when you are ready for us to begin our assault.
Well maneuvered. With both the mercenaries and the militia counting on your aid, you can influence the outcome of the situation as you see fit. What is it?
I don't That's great news. My offer still stands. It is worth more to us than that. Thanks for your help on this.
Yes?
How may I serve?
Admiral, this is Mikal. I have found the exile.
Any luck on getting my modulator back from Joran? Excellent. How did you deal with Joran? Suit yourself. As long as the problem is dealt with, I guess I really don't need to know the particulars.
I see you have found the elusive Master Vrook. He's told me that his rescue complicated our situation to some degree. I can't say that I anticipated that. I thank you for finding him, though. Vrook has informed me that the mercenaries devised a plan of attack to annihilate Kunda itself. I must ask for your aid again, Jedi. Zeron says that even with a plan, the mercenaries have to gather their forces, then coordinate their assault. So we still have time. I'm afraid the militia has not been adequately trained for the task that befalls them. Our militia is effective at peacekeeping, but isn't prepared for a full-scale battle. If you can do anything to ready them for the reality of it, that would be helpful. Besides that, look around Kunda and see what you can do to strengthen our defenses. I know that we don't have the perimeter turrets online, and that alone could make a significant difference. Zeron says there is a considerable chance they will breach Kunda itself. Anything you can do to slow them down could turn the tide of battle. I have instructed the militia and other Kunda personnel that you are to be provided with anything that can be spared. Here is a MasterCard key that will open all of the security doors. Soon, all the civilians will be evacuated.
You heard what the administrator said. Each of us has to do what they can to aid in the defense of Kunda. See where you can lend a hand. We'll have time to talk more when this is all over.
I was right about you. You are trouble, but you might just be the right sort of trouble we need. The mercenaries aren't quick to mobilize, so you have time to do what you need. Or are you ready to finalize the defense plans? So you did. Here's the credits I told you about. That was very helpful of you. The mercenaries aren't quick to mobilize, so you have time to do what you need. Or are you ready to finalize? Inspecting the perimeter, talking to the troops and coming up with a battle. I fought in a war or two, but I'm no general. In my experience, people like you are better at strategy. You want a hand in making the plan, you can... When you're ready, come back and we can...
The gun turret malfunctioned. Thanks, stranger. I should be back to duty in no time. Thanks, stranger. Thanks, stranger. Thanks, stranger.
My life is yours.
Yes,
How may I serve?
yes.
How may I serve?
I hear you.
My life is yours.
Yes.
I heard a rumor that the administrator met with a Jedi. If that's true, I'll quit. I'm not gonna work for someone that associates with them.
The honor.
What is it?
The honor.
I feel better. Thanks.
I was right. The mercenary. You sure? Once we're done with that, there may not be any time left. All right. Then we got a lot to do.
Since you are here to bolster Kunda's defense, I will hurry to the mercenary camp and delay their assault however I can.
I imagine that the mercenaries have got two goals in this whole thing. Kill me and kill the administrator. The rest of the settlers won't have courage to resist if they succeed. The administrator's locked up in her office tight, which means that the mercs have to go through us and Kunda's defenses. Thanks to you, they're gonna have a tougher job. That's about it. Now we just need to dig in and wait for the mercs to come. Well, I'll tell them what's there to do. All right, I'll... You're much better with words than me. I think it'll really help. Let's get ready for the mercenaries. If we fall here, all of Dantooine falls with us.
So you're the Jedi. I take it you are responsible for the surprises we've had during this battle. Stand aside. Our quarrel is with a distinguished administrator. This isn't your problem. Is that supposed to convince me, Jedi? I was trained by the Sith. I'll give you one last chance. She's inconvenient and doesn't know the chain of command. She will pay for that. We could kill you, but I think you'd slaughter at least 4 of my men. Recruitment fees are 250 credits per man, so 1,000 credits for us to avoid the hassle of replacing those men. Do we have a deal? You look capable for a Jedi. Fine. A full squad of 8 then. 2,000 credits. Sensible. I will order my men to leave you be. Now, if you'll excuse me.
The Republic won't stand for what you've done here. You'll pay for your crimes.
I was going to make it a painless death, but you've been much more difficult than you had to be. Now you're going to pay.
There was little could be done about the Administrator's death. Jedi can turn the tide of a battle, but we were never meant to fight a war by ourselves. The Dantooine settlers will have to find new strength amongst them. Otherwise, who knows how long they'll last. In any case, I am free to talk about whatever you wish. You have seen the end of your trial? Perhaps you would like to explain how you came to this knowledge. That was intended only for the Jedi Council. If what remains of the Council chooses to tell you, then I will abide by their decision and its consequences. There is little I can tell you. Master Kavar felt something had happened to you in the war, but all he had was suspicions, not truths. And Kavar was too close to you in any event. He, too, felt the call of war and took to battle more than a Jedi should. His speculations would not help you now, but enough of this. It is knowledge for the Council alone until they choose to reveal it. You have more questions for me? We did nothing to you, cutting one off from the Force. Such punishments are reserved for only a few. Your loss was a casualty of war, no more. Perhaps that is a question you should ask yourself. It is not something I could help you with, even if I wanted to. Perhaps it is Dantooine, but I do not feel such from you. I feel nothing but what I felt in the council judgment chamber on Coruscant. Still, you and your connections were often a subject of debate in the council. It is possible that returning to known space, journeying with others, has caused the Force to stir within you again. You have more questions for me? Because you defied the Council and followed Revan to war. Do you know how many worlds were destroyed in those wars? Dantooine, Telos, Sirocco? Do you see now why you were the only one to come back and face judgment? But that was because you had lost your connection to the Force. Another casualty of war. No doubt you still blame us for your exile. I had hoped your isolation would give you time to reflect on what had happened, what you had done. But I see it as not. You have more questions for me? Force bonds? Yes. It is the bond that grows between master and student. Are you saying you have bonded with another? Such bonds normally grant strength to both, but not to such a degree. Are you certain? Perhaps it is merely what you believe. Still, your ability to form such connections, to influence others, was always a subject of discussion, even when you were a student here. Perhaps it is a punishment of a sort. But a bond that ties two lives together, such bonds do not seem natural to me. And with your loss of connection to the Force, it seems such a connection would be impossible. Perhaps it is Dantooine. Still, it is possible. You have more questions? Have they? I've seen no evidence of them upon Dantooine. Why would they attack you? You are no Jedi. For some reason, I believe you. Still, I am curious as to how they would know to find you. Regardless, these Sith have struck, and you survived. This is more knowledge than I had before. And that means the Jedi... If you can find others, or find some trace of the Sith threat, then we shall gather here on Dantooine. And from there we may decide what can be done. Do you have more questions for me? There are a few of us left, but I do not even know if the others still live. We've been forced to divide our forces and retreat to places which will be difficult for our enemies. I suppose there is something I should show you. It will keep you alive long enough to prove useful. When you are facing a long campaign, you need to be more conservative with how you use your Force energy. This form gives you increased Force affinity. In simple terms, it helps you to quickly regenerate Force energy in the middle of a fight. I don't know how you learned that so quickly. Still, your form is sloppy.
The honor is mine.
Our business is concluded, Jedi.
Yes, General? If the Republic would just rein Zerka in, there'd be no problem. I can't take seeing my work being used by those blood... But there's nothing I can do about it, so... Something else I can...
Yes? I am training, so that if that... Yes? Very well. I think you are ready for the next tier of... For this we will keep the etiquette of the last duel, but we shall add any melee weapon you choose to the ritual, with the exception of the Jedi weapon, the saber. Vibroblade, Bothan stun stick, force pike, whatever you wish. But no items, no force... Then let us begin. Yes? Very well. For this then let us... You fought well indeed. You have caught the principles of the style by watching and anticipating my movements. Yes? I do not think you are ready for further instruction.
Well, this is Onderon. It looks like there's a long line to get into the Isis starport.
Something feels wrong here. A great disturbance here in orbit, and again on the planets below.
I guess this blockade is a symptom of larger problems on Onderon. Looks like we're about to find out. I'm receiving a message from some Colonel Tobin. Patching it through.
The Ebon Hawk. I was told to expect your arrival. I don't know your business on Onderon, but it ends here.
We've taken some hits. We can try to fight back, or I can outrun them and hide us on the jungle moon nearby. It's your call.
You know, just once I wish someone was glad to see us. But no, if it isn't weapons pointed at our heads, it's someone trying to blast us out of the sky.
It's taken a little damage, nothing too serious. I'm shutting down all unnecessary systems until we make repairs. It'll keep us from being a target. Looks like one of the moons of Onderon. Not sure which one. It's mostly jungle and mountain. I did pick up the remains of an old outpost near here. Maybe that's why there's all these clearings around. Maybe they were once settlements.
There were no settlements here. Those clearings were most likely once craters or crash sites.
Crash sites?
This is Duxon, where the Mandalorians began their crusade against the Republic. The remains of whatever outposts you detected here are military ones. We should be careful.
This is where the Mandalorian War started? This doesn't look like much of a battlefield.
Much is buried here, and there is much that should remain buried.
Well, the space battle's still going on overhead. Since they were so eager to use our hull for target practice, I doubt they're just gonna forget us. Well, I don't like it. Onderon is about as far from the core as you can get and still be in the Republic. But even out here, the locals have heard of us.
We're lucky I was able to find this place to land. Looks like something has cleared away the jungle in a few spots around here.
Looks like one of the moons.
There were
crack.
This is mud.
Well, we're. Looks like one.
There
crack.
This is
this
mud.
Until the ship is repaired, we're not going anywhere. Unless you can find another route to...
There may be a means to get to Onderon by another route. We should explore our surroundings.
Something? Oh, there's something here, all right. Predators.
Nevertheless, we should explore our surroundings.
Well, if you go, be careful. No telling what other ships were forced down.
I have a feeling the ship will not be repaired until our business here is concluded. Do I make myself clear?
Yeah, I understand. What's so important about this place?
This is where the Mandalorian Wars began. He fought here once, and there are things here he must see.
He fought here? Why didn't he say anything?
Do you speak of all your battles?
Sensors just picked up a contact heading to the moon. Most of the ship's systems are powered down, so it's about all I got. That ship may have landed nearby, though, or it may be on the other side of the moon. So you might want to prepare for another friendly Onderon welcome.
Taranamo Sibu and Asarans, Krema Sunkun Ratungala, Chawimo. Donos Emeregith, Wanarakorachi Drumka sa Inchobin Sasha, Dosimana Rochata. Donos Emeregith, Wanarakorachi Drumka sa Inchobin Sasha, Dosimana. My life is yours.
You let the ship escape? I will deal with your failure later, Captain. But for now, find that ship. Our ally has indicated that the Jedi hasn't left the system yet. Send a detachment to Duxon. If you find anything, alert me immediately. Now get out of my sight.
Stop. That is not the skeletal remnant of a war long past. That is a recent kill. It appears that Duxon isn't as abandoned as we would be led to believe. A few days, a standard week at most. The jungle has not left its mark on his armor yet. You probably have more questions. But let us press forward. You may find the answers you...
My life is yours.
right there. We've got you surrounded. I'm surprised you got this far. The jungle doesn't usually let its prey go that easily. What are you doing here? We claimed this moon decades ago, when we reforged ourselves after Exar Kun's defeat. Some of us call it home. Why are you trespassing here? We expected as much. Few visit Duxon by choice. We have orders to escort you to our camp. Our leader wants to speak to you.
This may prove of use to us. Let us hear his words and see if they hold any value.
So you're the intruder. Our sensors picked up your handiwork in space. I am Mandalore, leader of the Mandalorians. So it's transportation you want. It so happens I have a small shuttle that's more than capable of running the Onderon military blockade. I make occasional trips to ISIS for information and supplies. If you want to go with me, you're going to have to prove your worth. I don't travel with anyone I'm not sure of. You look capable, but ISIS can be a dangerous place. If you want to travel on my shuttle, I want to make sure you aren't going to be a liability. Scattered perhaps, but we're still alive. This used to be the heart of the Mandalorian war effort. From this complex we commanded an armada that had the Republic on the run. It didn't last. Mandalorians have a rapport with this jungle. Every moment here is a struggle. All creatures gripped in a constant war for survival. The sole purpose of the weak is to feed the strong. We train here and learn the lessons of the jungle. The beasts also help us keep our edge. Covert camps are not meant to attract attention. Because we conquered them, the people of Onderon still hold a grudge against the Mandalorians. So we keep our presence here a secret. I'll let Kex know that you check out. We found more gear than we can use, so you can trade with him if you need some more supplies. Be careful in the jungle. Our patrols have stopped until the space traffic dies down. The challenging beasts have been cleared from the area, but what's left might still be too much for you. What do you want? So far, you haven't done anything. Check back. There is one thing. Before your ship landed, we were preparing some demolition work. All the activity forced my men to stop before they finished. The charges need to be detonated before anybody comes across them, so all you'd have to do is flip a switch. You asked if there was anything you could do, and I told you. Nothing in this jungle is as simple as it seems, though. We were trying
trying to uncover the entrance to a hidden cache of old Mandalorian equipment. The explosives should be easy to find. Just get to it before the Canucks do. The last month before Duxon fell, the old Mandalore knew that Revan and the Republic were gaining the upper hand. He ordered our best engineers to hide caches of weapons and munitions throughout the moon, safely away from the enemy's hands. They're not much more than a couple of plasteel cylinders. Before you get any bright ideas, if you uncover cache B-13, leave it alone. Even if you survive the traps, it would require military-grade explosives to open without the proper access codes. What's inside belongs to the Mandalorians. I'll let Kex know that you check out. Be careful in the jungle.
Jedi the camp's been talking about. Are you planning on exploring the jungle? I'm Zarga. I instruct our raw Mandalorian recruits. I sent one of my warriors, Kumas, into the jungle. It's been 3 days, and I want you to bring back his corpse and his survival pack. just his equipment. Field strip the corpse and bring the gear back. Found Kuma's. Take your time. Stand back. Sith's blood! Fixing anything in this rot-infested place is... This jungle attacks anything made by man. Restoring the generators. I'll take whatever help I can get. Whatever wires and tech haven't been corroded by the jungle or... I'm trying to get the relay dish operational, but several components are broken and need repair. Without the relay, we're vulnerable to attack, especially right now. Your space battle may have attracted unwanted attention, and our shuttle's sensors can't cover the whole moon. Seems just about everything involved with the relay dish is broken. I've been trying to fix it for weeks, and still no success. If you think you can help, the only thing I know for sure is we need a new phase pulse converter. We actually already found one in an old weapons cache, but... We checked the cache manifests, and that's the only one that... They're vermin, and no challenge for a Mandalorian. Just gut every Cannock you come across. You wouldn't believe the things you can find in those little beasts. All right then, come back.
We've called off our patrols outside the camp. We usually find some entertainment in clearing out, but without our patrols, some of the... We heard reports of a Zakek wandering the path. If you see one, stay out of its way. Without us to back you up, you'll be dead. Who knows? The Onderon military has cordoned off the planet.
Signals? What signals?
It's like someone is searching the planet. If you want to pitch in, go ahead. You can find them in the eastern side of camp. Our sensors picked up 3 ships. If any of the Onderon military come searching for those ships, we don't want them finding.
What do you... No problem. I just don't know why Mandalore let you roam free. I don't trust you. I'm Kex, the new quartermaster. If a Mandalorian needs something, they come to me. Mandalore's ordered me to let you have access to our supplies, including some military-grade surplus. It's not free, though. You can pay with credits or trade in some of your gear. Doesn't matter to me.
out into the jungle. Stay alert. Even the bravest Mandalorians have fallen prey to this jungle.
A weakness is revealed. I shall let this one see. A weakness is revealed.
A moment. That beast, the Force, flows even through these simple creatures. If you empty your mind, you may be able to feel its thoughts. They aren't fully formed. Basic instincts, primal urges. Good. Beasts can be easier to affect than other sentients, but you must bridge the gap. You feel its thoughts, yes? Like a low rumble before the storm. Use the Force to create a barrier around it. You came close, and you have the potential. With practice, you can make any animal passive and pliable. But the cage around their perceptions is a fragile thing. Many things can break its hold. Violence, especially. All things in time.
You are no. To battle. This a weakness is revealed. My life.
Assistance. I'm Kumis, and Zargo is not wrong in thinking me dead. We assume that any Mandalorian who does not report back within a day has been taken by the jungle. I still live. I am just in a difficult situation. A patrol was sent to look for weapon caches in this region. They found 3 sites that looked promising. Zarga told me to prove myself by taking explosives to those sites. This was the first site. After easily dispatching some Maras, I removed my pack and began to plant my charges. When I finished setting the charges, I looked down to see Canucks swarming all over my pack. The pests were eating everything. I killed the Canucks, but then a herd of Bomas arrived. I had no more ammo. The extra energy cells I had brought had been in my pack, so I've been up here, weaponless for 2 days. Blaster rifles don't use much energy, and their energy cells last a long time. How often have you had to change ammo? I do not need you to echo my failures to me. I need your aid. Even if I got by the Bomas, there are too many beasts between here and the checkpoint. Bravery is commendable, but there is no honor in suicide. I thought I could survive until another patrol came by and then return to camp with... You must have cleared a path to the beast coming here. If you take care of the Boma beasts, I can make it to safety. Not everything is about barter and rewards. I only ask what any warrior deserves. A chance to die for a cause, not starving and weaponless at the mercy of beasts. If you wish to aid me, then kill the Boma beast that surround this place. I will reward you for your efforts. If I make it back to the Mandalorian camp, I will see to it you are rewarded.
Yes? Have... That crystal is bonded to you. Through you, it acquires its character and strength. And through it, your power. Most interesting. Your crystal does not perfectly reflect your current self. Remove it from your lightsaber, then ask me about it again. Is there something else you wish? Does it matter? Of course it does. Such titles allow you to break the galaxy into light and dark, categorize it. Perhaps I am neither, and I hold both as what they are, pieces of a whole. Know that I am your teacher. What do you wish to hear? That I once believed in the code of the Jedi? That I felt the call of the Sith? That perhaps once I held the galaxy by its throat? That for every good work that I did, I brought equal harm upon the galaxy? That perhaps what the greatest of the Sith Lords knew of evil they learned from me? What would it matter now? There is only so much comfort in knowing such things, and it is not who I am now. There are dark places in the galaxy where few tread, ancient centers of learning, of knowledge, but I did not walk alone. To be united by hatred is a fragile alliance at best. But my will was not law. There were disagreements, ambition, and hunger for power. There are techniques within the Force against which there is no defense. I was cast down, stripped of my power, exiled. I suffered indignities and fell into darkness. Learn from me my mistakes and use that knowledge to become greater than I. That is all I ask of you, and that is all I desire. In you all my hopes rest. For the future, for the Force. If it means so much to you, then this I swear to you upon my life, upon our lives, that when your training is complete, I will answer everything. There shall be no more shadows between us, only truth. Ask. He, if he can truly be called a man any longer, is one of the Dark Lords that pursues you. He spared the Miraluka, and that may have been the last shred of feeling that exists. Keep his slave close to you. I suspect there was a reason he spared her, and perhaps a reason that she survived when the rest of her people and the Jedi did not. Entertain what illusions you will. I am too tired to argue them with you. Perhaps he is bound to her, as I am bound to you. If so, you must be prepared to sacrifice the blinded one. Perhaps her death will buy you the time you need to deal with her master. Ask. There are countless reasons, and I have neither the time nor the patience to... Do you think to turn her from Atris's will? If so, I hope your arrogance will prove true in time. But I will abide her presence. She may have her uses.
I'm grateful for your help, stranger. I'm returning to the Mandalorian camp now. I won't forget this. I have only one request. Please, don't mention this incident to anyone.
I hear you.
How may I serve? This shall not stop us for long.
Yes?
How may I serve?
Yes.
My life is yours.
hear you. The device is placed. What is it?
Yes, General? That old thing? I built him when I was a kid. Hey, just kidding. He helps me out with repairs. He's also good for singeing the... I've been thinking about doing some other work on him, but I barely have time. Something else I...
As my feet walk from the ashes of KOTOR, I shall not fear, for in fear lies death, and...
You are strong indeed. What you heard were surface thoughts only, but it is something that masters have trained for years and never learned. That is not the real question you should ask. Is such listening enough to perceive the world around you? It is not, because to listen to the thoughts of another is much like attempting to see the universe only with your eyes. It is equally limiting. Now leave me be. I must rest. Yes? That crystal is most interesting. Your crystal does not... Is there something... I know her as much as I know any Jedi. If you have other questions, you may ask those, but on Atris, I can provide you no answers that you cannot find on your own.
My life for yours. I will answer what I can. My people once had the power to perceive events, to see through the Force. That sight may manifest itself in many ways, and at times, I may affect the abilities of others to see as well. Is there something else you wished?
here and escort you wherever you need to go on Duxon. Follow me then. If you head outside the camp, remember that there won't be any patrols around to bail you out of trouble if you run across any of the larger beasts. I'm impressed. Too bad you're a Jedi. You'd make a formidable Mandalorian.
Any progress with the repairs or the phase pulse converter? Let me see. Well, it looks like the phase pulse converter's been broken into 3 pieces. The Canox must have been fighting over it. This piece is in good enough shape to repair. If you find more of them, bring them to me. Any progress... Let me... Well, it looks like the phase... This be... If you head out... You are... The greatest honor for a Mandalorian is to distinguish themselves in battle. But as age comes upon us, some are forced to find honor in other pursuits. They assist as freighter pilots, technicians, or quartermasters. There's honor there, but it's nothing. For someone young like me, this task is distasteful. There are many battles left in me, yet I'm relegated to this. My predecessor was loading equipment from Cache D5. Mandalorian engineers must have worked a double shift on that one. The old quartermaster was carrying out a load of blast converters and walked straight into a beam splitter. Pieces of them wound up all over. So I got the job, and here I am. It's bad enough I have to stand here and pass out supplies while the others go on patrol. The only advice I'll give you is, when you're in the jungle, shoot anything that moves. You found Kumas, and alive, no less. I suppose I should offer my gratitude. He's got a mind like a stunned Minoc, but he was evasive when I asked him what happened, however. Trying to survive in the jungle must have taken its toll. We'll see if Kumas will prove warrior enough to be worth all this trouble.
I was able to make it back to camp without encountering any other beasts. You have my gratitude. I promised a reward and I will honor it. Take this. You have deserved it.
What do you want? The gate guard said you managed to kill a Zakeg. Those are tough beasts, Jedi. You've earned some respect around here. Zarga told me that you returned one of our sheep to the herd. You have gained some small prestige by helping Kumas. I know, it made quite a racket. Good work. That's to be expected. They don't really like it when someone makes loud noise. It wouldn't be much of a test if all you had to do was take a hike through the jungle, now would it? You're alive, in one piece. Not yet, Jedi. Find some more to do around here. There's a jungle full of trouble.
Ready to head back to camp. Give the word and I'll take you there. Follow me then.
For Mandalore! So the Jedi Order isn't completely dead. You always had hidden strengths. Very hard for even the wisest Mandalore to judge and predict. I have studied much of the Jedi since our defeat. I would be honored to cross blades with you in the battle circle. I could only do that if I observed you fight an enemy in real combat. I have seen your matches so far, and I do not doubt your worthiness to face me. But the rules cannot be changed. The other champion, Kelborn, is in the jungle on a mission. Perhaps your paths will cross, and you'll have your opportunity there.
Yes? Have you come with questions?
Finally arrived, Jedi. I seek to reclaim the honor that you stole from me. I challenge you here, outside of the battle circle. This time, we fight to the death. I was too young to fight in the Mandalorian Wars. With our clans scattered, there was no opportunity to prove myself. Years ago, young Mandalorians would fly point in a basilisk, laying waste to anything before them, at the forefront of battle. But this has been denied me. What little honor I have earned, you stripped from me in the battle circle. This I won't allow. You would deny my request? I want to fight here, in front of other Mandalorians, to prove my worth. Do not shame me further. Now you face a true Mandalorian on the field of battle. If you head out into the jungle, stay alert. Our patrols keep the area clear of the more dangerous beasts, but a lot of the smaller ones still infest the paths.
Even the bravest Mandalorians have fallen prey to this jungle. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Found more of their scouts, but they started shooting as soon as they saw me. I heard blaster rifle fire coming from deeper in the jungle. You find anything? Surprised they wouldn't talk to you. I thought their grudge was only with Mandalorians. Find out anything useful from them? Colonel, huh? Could be Colonel Tobin. Tobin is General Vaklu's personal cat hound. If he's on your trail, you might want to steer clear of Onderon. I'm not surprised. He was probably acting on orders from Vaklu. If so, you've made some dangerous enemies. General Vaklu is the cousin of Queen Talia. He's also in charge of the Onderon military. He led the Onderon resistance when we occupied their world during the Mandalorian Wars. He was a worthy foe. Maybe more than a match for you. Mandalore needs to know about the scouts. I'll let him know your role in dealing with them. They're Onderon military, although they were trying to be secret about it. I've got a feeling you're going to need all the help you can get. One last thing about the battle circle. Your actions have proven you worthy of facing our best in the circle. Perhaps we can face each other there. See you at camp.
Head out into the jungle. Stay alert. Our patrols keep the area clear of the more dangerous beasts, but a lot of the smaller ones still infest the path. Let's go.
So the Jedi Order isn't completely dead. You always had hidden strengths. Very hard for even the wisest Mandalore to judge and predict. I have studied much of the Jedi since our defeat. I would be honored to cross blades with you in the battle circle. I could fight an enemy in real combat. I have seen your matches so far, and I do not doubt your worthiness to face me. But the rules cannot be changed. The other champion, Kelborn, is in the jungle on a mission. Perhaps your paths will cross, and you'll have your opportunity there.
I thought I would see you again. No more scouts in the jungle, right? Together we made short work of them. If you yearn for more fighting, the battle circle can slake that thirst. I'm here for that. It is not a true test of a warrior, but it echoes the thrill of real battle. The sergeant chooses who fights who, but I would eagerly fight you in the battle circle. So what are you here for? As would I. I noticed that you killed more scouts than I. I am curious to see your handiwork firsthand. We're taught not to. Mandalorians want to be tested to the limits of our abilities and beyond. We admire anyone who beats us on the battlefield. Instead of hate, we study, practice, and train until the next time, so we won't be beaten. But some young Mandalorians find this a hard lesson. Any veteran of the Mandalorian Wars respects Jedi like you. Your actions on Duxon validate this. But we aren't a simple people. As would I. I noticed that you killed more scouts than I. I am curious to see your handiwork firsthand.
Kelborn says you are worthy enough to face champions. You may fight in the battle circle again. You have enough honor to face a champion of a previous day. Kelborn, what are your terms?
Swords only. No items or the Jedi's force. And no sword of the Jedi's choosing. Just a simple long blade.
Kelborn chooses to fight with the blade. You may fight with fist, foot, and the blade provided. No using the force or any other item. Between Jedi and Kelborn is over. Kelborn is the clear and honorable victor. You are a strong warrior, Jedi, but no match for the best of us. If you take away your lightsaber and force, then our training techniques can be more than a match for you. Here to watch a fight or to participate? You have enough honor to face a champion of a previous day. Kelborn, what are your terms?
Swords only. No items or the Jedi's force. And no sword of the Jedi's choosing. Just a simple long blade.
Kelborn chooses to fight with the blade. You may fight with fist, foot, and the blade provided. No using the force or any other item. Kelborn, if you here to what? You have
swords of
Kelborn. The match, Kelbo, if you... Here to what? You sword, Kelbo. The match, Kel, if you... Here to watch? You, Kel... The match, but Kelborn, if you... Here to watch him fight? You... The match, Kel, if you... Here to what? You... Kelbo... The match...
A worthy fight. With your lightsaber, I know the outcome would have been different. The battle circle isn't about what's fair. You find weakness in yourself and then overcome it. Real wealth can be gained here. Valuable tactics and techniques that can save your life. So what are you here for?
Here to watch him fight? You... The match...
A worthy fight. So... No, I...
Here to what? You... The match... If...
What? So, Kelbo...
The match between Jedi and Kelborn is over. The Jedi is the clear and honorable victor. I underestimated you. A difficult admission for a Mandalorian. If you fight in the Circle again this day, you will face the bravest and strongest of us, Braylor.
So the Jedi Order isn't I have...
Here to watch a fight or to participate? We eagerly look forward to this fight. Braylor, you are our champion. How would you fight the Jedi?
No terms today, Sergeant. I would fight the Jedi with all of his arsenal.
Braylor will fight you as you are. Still no killing and no leaving the battle circle. But you may use whatever else you want. The match between Jedi and Braylor is over. The Jedi is the clear and honorable victor. You have defeated the most worthy of us. You walk away the champion of the battle circle this day. We will not forget your deeds, or the honor you have earned this day.
And so, I lose again. I still have much to learn. The last Jedi I fought was in a ship-to-ship battle on Malachor 5. I lost, but was spared. Before the Mandalorian Wars, we looked at Jedi as weak. Their code restricted their full potential. The Jedi were limited by a narrow sense of morality that couldn't survive a real war. But our view was the narrow one. I see that clearly now. I sense we both learned something today.
I see now why we couldn't win against you during the war. Even fighting at a great disadvantage, you still fight as brutally as a Rancor. Your fight with Braylor was brilliant. You are truly a warrior of Mandalorian proportions. So what are you here for? What do you want?
You defeated Braylor in the battle circle. Either you're very lucky, or you're a lot tougher than you look. Kelborn said you dispatched some covert military scouts in the jungle with him. He spoke highly of your work. You've made quite a reputation around here. You did better than I thought you could. I was planning on heading to Isis tomorrow, but I'll move up the timetable and take you now. You won't be able to get to the Ebon Hawk from the city. If you need to grab anything from your ship, I'd do it now.
Ready to head back? Follow me.
you.